Arch Manning, the next savior of franchises, a face of the league, maybe even a future MVP. That's how people are talking about Arch. But what if I told you we need to take a step back and look at how we're evaluating him? Look, I get it. The name Manning, it carries weight. It echoes in stadiums, NFL meeting rooms, and fan bases all alike. Arch Manning is football royalty before he's even stepped onto the stage. But can we slow down? Can we stop treating Arch like he's already the best quarterback in the 2026 NFL draft when there's barely even a resume to evaluate yet? I'm not saying the kid won't get there. I'm saying, what are we actually evaluating? What are we actually basing this hype on right now? 2 starts. That's all he's got. One against Louisiana Monroe, where he looked shaky at times, and another versus Mississippi State that just got steamrolled by Toledo. That's not exactly a resume that screams first overall lock to me. Yet somehow we've had people since last year, since May of this offseason, since May, saying, oh, yes, he's the number 1 pick in the 2026 draft, locked and loaded. And they're not putting his name on that board in pencil or even pen. It's permanent marker. Why? Not because of tape, not because of his production, but because of the name, because of the recruiting rankings, because of what ifs. And let's be honest, would this conversation really be happening this way if his last name was different? If this were any other second-year quarterback without that last name of Manning, with 2 starts and no standout moments, would we even be talking about him as a draft prospect, let alone the number 1 overall prospect? His name is the fuel behind the fire, and we've been down that road before. Remember the guy starting in front of him? Quinn Ewers? The highest rated QB prospect of all time. He had the buzz, he had the backing. And for 2 straight draft cycles, we were projecting him as a top tier quarterback, despite the injuries, despite the inconsistencies, despite the fact that he never really put it all together and had that tape. It wasn't until 2024 where it finally caught up to him. Ewers got hurt again. The film was underwhelming again. His accuracy, not impressive at all. And the arm talent that everyone raved about, we just didn't see it enough. Yet, even after all of that, some of the best or biggest name analysts in the world still had him top 100 in the draft right up until the final few weeks. And then he went nearly undrafted. And here's the part a lot of people forget. Even the true generational guys, the no doubter number 1s, they don't get crowned at this early either. Caleb Williams, it took him a full season at Oklahoma and a Heisman at USC before he was declared the guy. Trevor Lawrence, he led Clemson to a national title as a freshman before the NFL draft hype was that real. Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, John Elway, they all had years in college before they got that status of guaranteed number 1 overall guy. They each had to put in serious work across multiple seasons before scouts really started to lock them in as the guy. There's a process, there's a build-up, there's tape, lots of it. So no, I'm not jumping the gun on Arch Manning off of 2 starts, not just because of his last name. This season, he has a full offseason to prepare. He's going to have the full season as the number 1. Another year under Steve Sarkisian's system. He's QB1 now in Austin, and one of the QB friendliest systems we have in college football, paired with NFL talent all around him. And yeah, the tools are real. I do think he has the arm talent. He's much faster than his uncles were. He could absolutely live up to the Manning legacy, but let's actually let him do it first. Let's give him a chance to build something. Let him put in a body of work on film. Let him at least get 6, 7, 8 starts before we really start to judge or crown him what he is. That's how scouting works. Not off vibes, not off names, just off tape and off of performance. I'm not anti-Manning. In fact, I hope he becomes another legend. The Mannings in the NFL just go together at this point. I want more Mannings in the NFL. I hope he runs the league at some point. But right now, there's barely anything to watch, nothing to chart, nothing real to evaluate. So don't expect to see his name in any of my rankings coming up soon. He won't be in any of my mock drafts yet. And here's the thing. We might not even see Arch until the 2026 NFL draft. Both of his uncles stayed for 4 years. Him and his family and his team have specifically stated they want to spend as much time in that Texas system with Steve Sarkisian to let Arch develop. His family, they don't rush, they develop, they mature. And if we look at recent trends, a lot of the guys that did have more time to mature, to let their game grow, they are successful. Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, years of starting experience. Anthony Richardson, you can't say the same thing. So why the rush? I'm not rooting against Arch. I'm just choosing not to crown him yet. I'm waiting until there's real tape, real evidence, real football. That's not hating, that's just how scouting is. I'm just waiting until there's something real to talk about. Until then, you can keep your predictions. I'll wait for the film.